Your Madison water bill will soon come every month with accurate readings from a new kind of meter. The city says they're perfectly safe, but of course, not everyone agrees.
The so-called smart meters are part of the Madison Water Utility's Project H2O. Good evening, I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. The installation begins in July at a cost of $14 million. Only News 3's David Douglas explains how it works and why some are worried.
Welcome to our water closet here at Channel 3, for a lack of a better term for it. This is where our water meter is right here. One of the 66,000 or so in the city the water utility will spend the next year replacing. And it means a meter reader will no longer need to come to your house because a transmitter in your basement will talk to the utility all the time. Our daily reality in some parts of the world would be a remarkable luxury. Turn on the tap and you'll get all the water you want.
The city has a citywide water conservation plan.
Madison Water customers currently use 30 million gallons of water each day. The goal is to reduce it to 24 million gallons by 2020.
It used to be that, our customers and national averages were something about 80 gallons per person per day.
Today, the number is below 70 gallons. Tom Hakinen and the Madison Water Utility believe new smart meters coupled with monthly billing are key to further reduction.
It helps us diagnose leaks and system problems. It helps consumers know the impact of if they take shorter showers, if they buy a new appliance.
Every minute of the day, the meters send a signal up a wire to a transmitter. It's then beamed from your basement to collection sites around the city, like the top of water tanks and towers.
They're very, very short duration transmissions.
A millisecond to be exact, using about a half a watt of energy each time. A quarter of what it takes to send a cell phone signal.
As an indicator of just how little energy they use, the battery in the thing is guaranteed to last 20 years. Imagine your cell phone battery not needing to be charged for 20 years.
That's a lot of exposure. A lot of exposure. Your body has no time to recover. It never ends. And it makes people very sick.
Catherine Kleiber has been living off the grid in Waterloo since October.
We have to be able to use power. We have to run our well.
Solar panels have replaced public electrical service to her family's farm after they lost a fight against We Energies over having smart power meters installed.
We can't have one of those. I already know I have radio frequency sickness, and I know how sick it makes me.
Kleiber's medical diagnosis is chronic fatigue syndrome, but she is not alone among those who feel electromagnetic radiation hurts their health. At her request, we conducted this interview without wireless microphones and turned off our cell phones.
People don't sleep well, they get headaches. Sometimes they're migraine headaches, sometimes they're other sorts of headaches.
Last summer, the World Health Organization released a report saying cell phones and other electromagnetic fields could possibly cause cancer in humans. An earlier Canadian study found EMF even below accepted thresholds could cause biochemical change in cells, though a link to adverse health effects had not been established.
Nobody wants to believe the first people about anything that's a beloved product. You know, it's convenient, it's fun, right? But that doesn't mean that it's not dangerous.
As far as the safety question is concerned, there just isn't any scientific basis whatsoever for being concerned from a health perspective.
Hakinen says he more readily understands privacy concerns, but maintains customer information is encrypted and secure. And while the meters offer many benefits, there is one thing the system simply cannot do.
We can't control the way anyone uses water.
Rather, the utility hopes customers will change habits on their own.
Just because they're more aware of the impact of watering their lawns and how often they do laundry and so forth.
Conserving a precious resource, easily taken for granted for how easily it flows from our taps. The Madison and Dane County Health Department has evaluated the available research and science on smart meters and at this time has deemed them safe. For those who remain less than convinced, there is a growing grassroots movement toward legislation that might one day allow people to opt out of having a smart meter in their home. It's a pretty quiet issue here in Wisconsin, but in California, after these were installed as power meters across the state, there was a relatively large controversy, especially over billing, as people began to get abnormally high power bills for the first time after those meters were installed.
And so ultimately this could change then how customers are billed, David?
The utility would be able to move toward conservation-oriented billing, which might mean one day in a drought you would pay more for water you were using. We're not there yet, though.
All right, thank you, David. Again, those installations begin in July with a pilot area on the northeast side and spread out from there, and the project is expected to take a year.